Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Hi, guys. Hi, duck ducks. Hey, guys. Welcome back. It is Tuesday evening. I just wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys a little bit about some things that have been going on in the world that just I feel the need to just express and tell you. And I hope that you guys have been preparing. That word prepare has been on my heart and been whispered to me in my soul for quite a while now. And I just feel the need to make sure that you guys are doing the same. Because we all know that the world is falling apart very quickly and no one will be there to take care of you but yourself. So, where have we been the last 2 years? We have been working our business, which has provided us a lot of income, which has been great. But it also has funded working on our school bus project, as well as being able to house workers to work on our property, and also to prep. So we've put a lot of money into preparing, and you can prepare in a number of different ways. But just really like getting the things that you and your family need. That's been what we've been doing. Learning skills, practicing our skills, reading. I found a lot of good YouTube information. It seems like every day there's just so much news coming out that there's just so much. There's so much going on. And the only way that we can fix it is if we do something ourselves. I think realistically, from everything I've been watching, and trust me, there's a lot that we all can watch. We need to have at least 6 months of food stored away. If you have medicines that you take, try to stock up on your medicines. Because I think this winter is going to be really hard. And I don't think any of us even have an idea of what that looks like. I think our grandparents who went through the Great Depression know what that looks like. And a lot of them are gone. They've passed on. The reality is that we need to take care of ourselves and we need to make sure we have what we need to be ready. So, with that being said, here are 5 things that you can do now to prepare and store food for long term. So let's go see some different things that we've done here. Okay, so canning. Canning is a really great way to preserve your food long term. I have different methods here that I will show you. So these are like canned salsas. They will last a couple years, longer and even longer. Jam, that's another way to preserve fruit. These are boxed rices that we've purchased at the store that we have dry canned. So that's an option if you use like a food saver and vacuum seal it. We did the same thing with the beans. Another way to preserve your food is to dry your food and then vacuum seal it. This is dried Brussels sprouts. Hi, duck ducks. Hi, duck ducks. Hi, boys. So another really great way to think about food sources aside from the grocery store, which might not be an option in the future, is we raise chickens for eggs. We've also done meat chickens, but we didn't do any this year. And we also raise ducks. You just saw my ducks we hatched. Unfortunately, they're all boys, so I'm going to have to get some girls to make more babies for next year. But we have over, I think we're at 16 chickens and 1 rooster right now. We had up to 40, I think 45 chickens, and it was just too much. So we have downsized, and we are now just focusing on egg production for what our family needs. We don't go through a lot of eggs, but it is a good way and a good source to use for baking. So we dehydrate eggs. I'm looking into water glassing, which is another option for long-term storage of eggs. Eggs in general last a pretty long time, honestly. If they are stored in good temperature, it's not super hot in your house, you can leave them on the counter for, 6 weeks without any issues. You do want to rotate them, of course, to make sure you're not getting bad eggs, and then you can always float them to test them. Hi, mamas. The chickens are like, "What are you doing, Mom? Why are you in here not feeding us? 'Cause it's not dinner time." This is Willow. We raised Willow. Hi, honey. Don't hit me in the eye. She was one of the ones we hatched. She thinks she's part parrot, and she's the sweetest thing, the sweetest chicken I've ever had. She loves to be around us. So, chickens are a great source. We are looking into long-term food supply for the chickens. Buying in bulk is a great way to store for long-term, because obviously pets, right? They need to be prepared too. And so if we're preparing for food for our chickens long-term, and yes, good baby Willow. We're preparing long-term. She's grooming me. We're preparing long-term for our chickens and our dogs and cats and fish and all our farm animals. Then we don't have to worry about them not having what they need. Instead of just running out the second the bag goes empty and expecting to go to the store, instead we have a supply, and so we don't have to run to the store right away. Option number 3, growing your own food. Now, this is extremely overgrown. I have not been able to dedicate the time that I want to this year on it, but hiding in those weeds, I do have tomato plants, zucchini and summer squash, watermelon and cucumber, some basil, some kiwano plants. This is nowhere near some of the garden. This is nowhere near where our garden is normally, but again, like I said, we just have not had the time to be able to dedicate. So you can see, like right here, there's some watermelon, there's another plant there, basil. Hi, Oakley. Hi, Oakley. Pretty girl. I have my summer squash. Let's see if there's any in there. Oh, I see one. It's ready to be picked. And then I have my tomatoes. Lots of tomatoes. Need to do a picking. It looks like I've got some that are blushing. See, you can't tell that I got stuff out here, but there's stuff. There's a bunch of tomatoes to go after. So, the garden is a great way to grow produce that you might not be able to get in the store, to not only supplement your budget, because we all know the prices of groceries are ridiculous right now, and it's only going to get worse, but it's a great way to provide yourself an additional source of free produce. You just have to put your time and energy into it, which I guess depending on how much you value your time, I guess that's probably not free either. Another great option is to go to Amazon or some other sites. Costco. Costco's a great one for certain things. Not everything. Not everything is a great deal on there. So, like, for instance, let me turn this around. If anyone has ever watched The Angry Prepper, he's great. Amazon. Oh, I usually have a tab open to Amazon. Okay. So Amazon's going to be a great place for you to be able to pick up medicines, first aid supplies. I mean, Amazon has everything. We all know this, right? I love Amazon. I probably shouldn't love it as much as I do, but I do, nonetheless. So, you can pick up, for instance, canned tomato. Let's say diced. Look at this. You can get a pack of 12 for $21.24. That's cut and diced. Or if you get the roasted garlic ones, $14.88 for a pack of 12. That's a really good deal. That's like $1.10 or $1.12 per can. So Amazon is also a great place to buy your toilet paper in bulk, to get tissue boxes in bulk, first aid supplies, bandages, laundry soap, kids' clothes. You name it, Amazon has it, and most of the time it's a pretty darn good deal. So I would highly recommend finding websites where you can buy things in bulk if you can't get them local. The next thing I would recommend doing is going to your grocery store when you're shopping with your regular list and say you need a can of green beans for dinner. Well, instead of grabbing one, grab two. Every time you go, grab something extra because those extras will add up. And depending on how often you go to the grocery store, I mean, that could be relatively quick. I mean, when we first started prepping 2 years ago, I mean, it didn't take long to build a pantry full of supplies. Now, granted, I wasn't starting from scratch. I had already started doing canning from my garden, and that helped supplement us. But now, every time I go, I buy one or two things, and you need to think long term. Like, how many people are in your house? How many months will that last you with those amount of people? So my family is a size of 4 to 5. We have my stepdaughter who's with us part-time, and that right there adds that's an extra mouth. So our food's going to go faster when on the weekends that she's here. So I have to plan accordingly, which is what you need to be doing to when you're buying extras. So I know that I like to stock up for a year. I don't do just 6 months. So I know that my family goes through at least 48 cans of diced tomatoes in a year. That's probably not enough, honestly. And we probably could go through even more if we had them. So I have 24 cans of diced tomatoes probably right now. So I need to get at least 2 more 12 packs, at least. I realistically probably should double that number because that 48 cans is based off of just 4 people and not 5. So, and everyone knows kids can eat. So if you have children, you better stock up like 3 times the amount because they're going to eat you out of your house and home. So another thing to keep in mind when you're grocery shopping or stocking up your pantry with essentials is you don't want to just get the boring basics. Like, yes, they are essential, so do stock up on them. But you want to think also like, what does my family eat? What are the things my children like? And get some of those things to have in your pantry. My family loves tortilla chips. Am I going to figure out a way to stock up on extra tortilla chips? Probably. Does that mean I'm probably going to have to buy like a tortilla press and learn how to make tortilla chips if things get serious? Probably. that's just one of the things I'm thinking about. Or the fact, like something sweet. We love every once in a while having some chocolate chip cookies or brownies. Those are things that are not an everyday item that we use, but it does help the morale when you're in a situation where all you're eating is rice and beans because you can't afford to go to the store and get anything else. So whether that means that you are freezing those items or canning sweet things like, maybe you like hard candies, like the little root beer hard candies. You could get a big bag of those and stock up on those and put those in your prep. Think about the things that your family enjoys. Don't just stock up on stuff because it's cheap. Stock up on things that you actually will eat. And stock up on seasonings. Seasonings like spices, herbs, condiments that help make things taste good, because that's where your food will go. You'll still be able to enjoy the food that you have stocked up. I mean, we can eat rice and beans all day long, but the flavor, if we change the flavor, we'll enjoy it more and we won't get tired of just eating plain old rice and beans. So think about condiments, think about spices, sweeteners, and then things, of course, that your family enjoys to eating. Okay, number 5. The last thing I'm going to talk to you about is buying local. Most everybody that lives in some sort of community probably knows about local farmers, orchardists, farmers markets, places that they can get bulk, fresh ingredients. We have multiple places here where I live, a lot of fruit production here. So I actually am looking into going and picking up a couple boxes of apples here soon in the next few weeks, because those are going to be starting to come off the trees. Peaches were delayed this year, but they're coming in soon, so I can make more peach jam. The more stuff that you can buy local and in bulk like that, they will most likely be willing to work with you on price the more you buy in bulk, rather than, just 3 or 4 here and there. As well as you're making a connection and supporting a local farmer. And that's really important. The other option too is maybe you have a restaurant warehouse where you can go down to one of those stores and they have bulk ingredients, like cucumbers, tomatoes, meat, canned goods in the 10-pound cans. Those are great places to be able to stock up as well. But really supporting your local farmer is going to be where it's at to continue the production, because so many farms have been affected by crop shortages, not enough water, so they're experiencing drought. Chemicals have been dumped. I mean, we all know what's going on back east and through the middle of the country and across the world. I mean, crops are being destroyed. So we know shortages are coming. We've seen some of the shortages already. So it's time to prepare. I cannot tell you enough. Please start stocking up and preparing for your family. It really will make a difference. I can't save you, only you can save you. So start doing it today.